stories with him playing. We have a good plan to kind of, pull Pat's weight with multiple guys. It won't just be one guy. It's going to be all of us. It's me calling it clean. It's our D-line providing pass rush for our young DBs. And it's our young DBs just doing it right and playing to the system. It can't be a drop-off when you lose only one player. As great as Pat is, we get that. But, we got a game to go win. And I expect us to play well. And the guys who are playing in place of Pat, I expect them to play well. That's why they're here.
Happy Halloween. It's your boy DMac, and I'm dressed up as Scyler. It's a combination of Scott and Tyler with the bro shirt. It's a Gallinari classic. It's the bro thing. It's Scott and Tyler. It's Scyler. We're brought to you by Journey Spice. Love you, Journey Spice. How about Halloween treats with Journey Spice? Singles, doubles, quads. They're right here. It's right there. It's Journey Spice for the win. You can save yourself 10% using the code GETSPICY at Amazon.com. The QR code probably is the simplest way just to go and bang it out. And that's Journey Spice. Amazon.com. Use the code GETSPICY. Get back to the Broncos here in a second, obviously, as we are obsessed with Halloween today and what spooky treats may surround everybody. I'll tell you what's scary for the Broncos sometimes is special teams. Congratulations to Will Lutz. He is the special teams player of the month. And we had Darren Rizzi yesterday. Marvin Mims has a concussion, okay? So Rizzi was slow to want to explain what was going on there.
Yeah, listen, I'm not avoiding the question. I'm not going to get into substitutions and how we do it and the injury stuff. I'm going to leave that to Sean. I appreciate the question. I know where you're going. I'm going to let him handle that with the substitution stuff. I just don't want it's a competitive advantage thing, and I just don't want to get into that stuff. So I've been in that head coach seat before for a little bit, so I understand the sensitivity of it. So I'm just going to stay away from that stuff.
Yeah, the reason why the Broncos might not have Marvin Mims, a Pro Bowl caliber returner, is because they subbed the wrong guy in a meaningless moment. And Mims didn't come out of the game. He should have. And on the ensuing kickoff, he suffered a concussion. There's always something with the Broncos special teams. As good as this year's been, there's always been something. Meanwhile, Riz was happy to, congratulate Will Lutz. I mean, we're gonna avoid talking about the dumbassery, but we'll talk about the good stuff.
Will Lutz being named the AFC Special Teams Player of the Month. You guys know I obviously know Will for a long time now, and I know how hard he works. I know how much effort he puts in and how important this is to him. So to see a guy get recognized like Will, that's a great thing. So congratulations to Will. Well deserved. Really, really happy for him. Big challenge for us this week with the team we're playing. I think they have a really, really good core group. It's a really good challenge for us. I think they're well coached. I think they've really done a good job of putting their roster together with the core guys. So we're really excited for the challenge this week and get back at it. So.
All right. Well, that's cool. Glad to see it. The challenge and all. Listen, again, overall, the Broncos have been actually spectacular. It's the weirdness of goofy things happening on special teams that has probably been the most frustrating thing. But Will Lutz has been great. He's been incredible. Perfect in the month of October. So, indeed, congratulations to him. Let's just hope Riz can stay out of his own way. In terms of what this game is all about, Pat Surtain will not be playing. In fact, the injury report, let me go through what we got here for the injury report for you. And you can see, hold on, let me do this. Okay. No participation from Mims or Surtain. Nate Atkins not. So the three of them are likely out. Limited Forsythe, the PJ Locke, not worried about that. And Dre Greenlaw will be back from suspension. So you got to make do. And you're welcoming Mercedes Lewis. That is how you say his name. I mean, come on now. And so you get some extra blocking there. And in terms of the young guys, it's time to step up, right, VJ? It's it's time without Surtain.
Pat's a great player, obviously, Mike. You're never as good as you could be, without your best players. So, but that being said, I'm confident in our group. It's a hand-picked roster, and every year you kind of talk about next man up. So here's a chance for a young guy to kind of play and make a name for himself.
Sean mentioned you.
Yeah, whether it's Chris Abrams-Drain or Jade Barron, the expectations are you will come through. You're going to be there.
I have no worries with him playing. We have a good plan to kind of, pull Pat's weight with multiple guys. It won't just be one guy. It's going to be all of us. It's me calling it clean. It's our D-line providing pass rush for our young DBs. And it's our young DBs just doing it right and playing to the system. It can't be a drop-off when you lose only one player. As great as Pat is, we get that. But, we got a game to go win. And I expect us to play well. And the guys who are playing in place of Pat, I expect them to play well. That's why they're here.
And that's the test. We'll see what they do. Big test. Big test. Riley Moss has been fantastic. And now without Surtain for at least, this game and probably Thursday. We got a game coming up on Thursday real quick. So he won't be back for that. We'll see against Kansas City. I think that's probably the hope. So we'll see. It'll be a fun test, I guess. It'd be better with Pat Surtain there. VJ on Stroud. Stroud had a good throwing game against the Niners, but the Niners are all beat up. They ain't the same team. But who is CJ Stroud? Really? What is this guy all about?
Quarterbacks, the misomen is, you blitz young quarterbacks and you can harass them, but sometimes you can clean it up for them. If you're just bringing 5 and it's single high and it's press or it's soft off coverage, he just takes his best matchup. I'm from the school of, when you have a young quarterback who's getting rid of the ball quickly, that's a good thing for a young quarterback. It's my job to make him hold it and to look through layers of coverage and to make him, hit his progression. With our pass rush, that's always a good thing, because we can rush 4 and get home, but to have enough looks to make him hold it is key. He is playing well, and he's played well, and he's super talented. Even with the pressure last week that San Fran was bringing, he was looking at a gun barrel, and he made 4 or 5 throws that were big-time throws. The receiving core is underrated in my opinion. They got 4 or 5 guys who can all play, and that's sometimes dangerous. Nico didn't play last week, and it was a highest output in the pass game. So that spoke to those young guys from Iowa State, all 3 of them, playing good football, and the tight end, and Marks at halfback. So they've got good weapons around this quarterback, and it showed last week without Nico.
Yeah, he's talking about Nico Collins, who is expected to return, so he's their number 1 receiver. That's right. They have 3 wide receivers from Iowa State, and not only Woody Marks, but you also have Nick Chubb. There are some dangerous weapons there. It just CJ Stroud is wildly inconsistent. But part of being inconsistent is there's good stuff there too. Give you my prediction in a second. One last preview of the game. We go to Daryl Moose Johnston, who was a star fullback for Syracuse University, and they went through an undefeated season, and I rushed the field, because back then you rushed the field when your team went undefeated. Get off my lawn.
For Houston, Nick Caley is their new offensive coordinator, so that always takes a little bit of time. Bronco fans know that from the transition to Sean Payton a couple of years ago, and getting that up to speed. So there's been a little bit of change, and with change comes a little bit of patience from the fan base. But I don't know why defenses always seem to be ahead of the curve. We always felt that way going into training camp. The defense was always a step ahead of us. When the season started, the defenses were always a step ahead of the offenses. So I think we're starting to see, both of these offenses finally kind of getting the details of everything. This is only the second year with Bo Nix in Denver, and it sounds like there was, some substantial change, coming into year 3. So for Sean's offense, year 2 with Bo Nix. So, I thought he played very, very well against Dallas last week. CJ played his best game of the season by far against San Francisco last week. So that other part of the matchup that I think is going to be really exciting, because these are 2 really, really good defenses, is which offense is going to be able to break through. So I think both of them coming off, their best performance of the season so far. So it should be very fun. It should be entertaining.
Moose knows what he's talking about, and I essentially agree. What has stopped Houston from really putting up more points on offense is the inability to score in the red zone. They're 31st in the NFL there. They can't figure that out. And I think that is ultimately going to be the difference. One final thought before I tell you what the final score is. Bo, on what the offense has to do.
Well, I think it's just go back and proves that when we do well early in the drive and we get a few first downs and run the ball efficiently on drives, that we can turn those into points. And when you can run the ball, it's really important.
Okay, well, there you go. And don't forget, in terms of offense, the Broncos are so much better. Look at this. 6th in red zone percentage compared to 31st. They're better on third down. They don't allow sacks, and the Texans do. They're much better in running the ball. They're better in points per game. Okay, so with all that taken into consideration, my prediction for this game is Broncos 23, Texans 16. I did have it at 20-16. I'm going to spread it out a little bit because of Will Lutz. Big Nuts Lutz. 23-16, Broncos win and gets them set up for a pathetic Raiders team at home on a Thursday night. We'll come back with congrats to Marty Necas, and our moment of zen is weird because it's gotten stupid in Louisiana. I mean, really dumb. Details here in a second.
There's a world of flavor out there, and to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, and always planet-friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
To Journey Spice, you can save yourself 10% using the code GetSpicy at Amazon.com. That's Amazon.com. We love you, Journey Spice. Boo. Marty Necas signs a deal, 8 years at 11.5 average. Way to go. And now you can buy a house, Nachos.
Just what are you feeling right now?
Yeah, super excited and happy that we got this done. And, I'm excited for the times ahead now. And, now I can just focus on playing hockey, winning hockey games, and do whatever it takes to bring a cup back here to Colorado.
How much does it mean to you to be able to stay in Colorado and call this place home?
Yeah, I think it's great, and it's going to be nice to finally settle in somewhere and, have a long-term contract and just focus on winning and nothing else. So I'm super excited, happy that I can call this place home now, and, it's a dream.
Thanks to Gorilla Sports. Way to go inside the locker room there at Family Sports. The Avs skate against the Golden Knights at 2 p.m. It's Nevada Day, which is a celebration of slots. Your moment of zen comes from the great state of Louisiana, where things have gotten kind of stupid. Scott Woodward is out as LSU's athletic director. This is after medulla oblongata fill-in in the Bobby Boucher trilogy. Governor Jeff Landry sounded like a lunatic talking about football.
Absolutely correct. We are not going down a failed path. And I wanted to tell you something. This is a pattern. The guy that's here now that wrote that contract cost Texas A&M $70-something million. Right now, we got a $53 million liability. We are not doing that again. And you know what? I believe that we're going to find a great coach. I mean, maybe we'll let President Trump pick it. He loves winners,
Okay, this hayseed. Let me tell you, the Woodward guy, Scott Woodward, 6 national championships in other sports since he's been there for the past 5 years or so. So you get yourself in this twisted world of wins, and you brought in Brian Kelly, which was a pretty good hire, and now you get rid of him for whatever your reasons are, and you're having your governor insert himself in football. I understand there's state funds and there's other things tied into a state university, but you got to be kidding me, man. All of the problems are solved in Louisiana. Like, where is this on this guy's priority list? Are things twisted and weird and corrupt in college sports? Okay. Do coaches have ridiculous guaranteed contracts? Yeah. How do you think you get them there in the first place? So now this guy, Scott Woodward, who I really don't know, but as an athletic director, a dude brings 6 national championships to a university, but is just a couple of games above 500 in football, and he's gone. And you got the governor talking about how, the next athletic director or Woodward won't hire the next coach. I don't know, man. Like, it went from being stupid and silly and goofy to actually it pisses me off. Kind of. To whatever degree I can get pissed off about what's going on in the Bayou, which is limited because I'm dressed up like Scyler. Broncos win 23-16. Avalanche against the Golden Knights. That'll be a battle. Tune into PhD to see how the boys like my costume.